Hello YouTubers and welcome back to the MathewV 21688 studios on this Monday, April 28th, 2014. We're not very far away from May, and I did try add one other person to this Skype call, but after no answer I decided just to go through with it anyway. And courtesy and thanks to a post from this person of Justin271995 via Facebook, it has come to our attention that I've had to issue another yellow card to a user. First of all, joining me for this is, you can see him right here, Breezy Off Station 87 and VWelsh92, or is it a different username?
Burger, fries, and chocolate chip.
Hi guys.
Yep. And as I said, I'll have the cheeseburger, fries, and chocolate shake, please. Thought I'd be funny there for a second, but I think it's time to get serious.
Yes, that's a good way to open up, at least on for depending on how you look at it. But anyways, like I said, let's get down to business, folks. This user that we're talking about has been on a yellow card with us before, and that was back in October, at least with me, regarding some very controversial actions. And we addressed it to him, and apparently we also, at least Rodney and I, decided to ban him from our games. By the way, I do have my local news on, so if you guys happen to see the TV running, that's my local news. But I don't think I will get any copyright strikes because this is not even directed at them. This is not even directed at my news. Which might I add, one of the newscasters is super pretty. The other who's also worked a long time, but that's beside the point. The person I'm referring to in this video, who's gotten himself back on a yellow card, who had his first yellow card taken away on my birthday, and that was officially waived after he successfully completed his punishment treatment, so to speak. Kind of like a prisoner who serves his time. This person who I'm referring to is Leafs fan 18, and I'm going to hand this off to Aubrey, since he is showing a yellow card on his side right now. And Aubrey, would you like to tell us what happened?
I would indeed. And the reason why I'm holding up a yellow card is because after this video's over, I'm going to be doing a yellow card video myself, but we'll talk about that after this is done. What happened was, earlier this evening, Mark posted another public service announcement. If you saw his first one, it had to do with stealing other people's videos. This time, it had to do with respecting your elders because of an incident of what happened on a game of tic-tac-toe last Tuesday night with Mr. The 11 Holler and 412 Hamrock. And what happened was, Ron Dane and Hunter criticized Rodney for his questions that he wrote, saying that they were not challenging enough, that they were kind of babyish, which I will go ahead and say I was not part of that call, thank God, because I was out playing racquetball and working out at Wood Creek Athletic Club. But that's besides the point there. We're not here to talk about the Wood Creek Athletic Club. We're here to talk about what happened. And when Mark did his public service announcement, you know what he did? Did he come up with his own words? No. Did he steal someone else's words? Yes. Were they my words? No. Were they Hunter's or Ron Dane's words? No. Were they Rodney's words? Damn Skippy. He basically copied what Rodney said word for word from a message video that he uploaded on February 18th, 2014, in which I was a part of, and so were Craig, Gary, and Steve. Mark, we had already settled the issue, or they had already settled the issue with Hunter and Ron Dane last week. They did apologize to Rodney for what they did. And because of that, Rodney decided not to give them a yellow card because they decided to act like men and come clean. And you decided to yellow card them, Mark, even after they had apologized? Mark, have you ever heard of something called forgiveness? Have you? Apparently not. Because, as I said, they came clean. They apologized to Rodney. Rodney forgave them. He decided not to take him off the yellow card. But you decided not to let the issue go. And you weren't even on the Skype call, so why the hell did you poke your nose in their business? Like I said, I normally don't talk like this to other people, but... And I'm not doing this for enjoyment, Mark. I don't enjoy doing this for a second. But when it comes to being serious, you gotta be serious. And when you do your own message videos and post-service announcements, you have to come up with your own material. It's like copying, it's like when you're doing a research paper and you're just copying out of the dictionary or off of other websites and not citing them. You know what that's called? What is it called, MathewV, Ron?
Plagiarism.
Plagiarism.
Plagiarism. Plagiarism. If you plagiarize on a paper when you're in college, you're going to get kicked out of college. And you're not going to be allowed back in.
Well, and also, you can't upload music, like copyright content from music video or music because you'll get kicked off of YouTube or flagged.
Exactly. Content ID claims. That's why they have content ID claims. And it's also when you upload certain VHS previews, like I used to do on my Oscar 06 channel. But I don't upload movie previews on YouTube anymore. If I upload them, they go to my Daily Motion account because they're a lot less stricter over there. And it's just like, when you do YouTube videos, Mark, you have to do your own. You can't steal anybody else's videos. I know you've never stolen anybody else's videos, but I'm just using an example. You can't steal what other people say. You can't steal what Rodney says. You can't steal what Matthew says. You can't steal what I say. You have to come up with your own words. I said it clear as day there. And I know you have a degree from college, Mark, but since you're almost 27 years old, you have to know the difference between right and wrong. And you talking about respecting your elders, I know for a fact you do not respect your mother. And that's the reason why she interrupts you on Skype calls a lot. That's the reason why she freaks out a lot. And that's also one of the main reasons why I've been keeping you off my videos. I don't want to hear your yelling from your mother. I mean, do I treat my mother like that? No. Does my mother yell at me a lot? No. Is it because I act like a child around her? No. It's because I act like a man. I have a lot of respect for my mother. So this situation between you and your mother, I don't know exactly what the hell it is, but once in a while, Mark, you've got to stand up to your mother. Am I right?
Absolutely.
I know for a fact that Matthew doesn't act like that toward his mother. D-Ron doesn't act like that towards her mother.
Well, if she ticks me off, or I tick her up in some way, I will, but...
Well, that's a different
I try
story.
not to.
Well, Veronica, that's a different story. Whenever Mark's mom gets onto him a lot and yells at him or whatever, does Mark stand up to her? No. And we've been trying to tell Mark to stand up, take a stand. As Corey would say, he needs to grow a pair of balls. I know that's kind of disgusting about what I said, but
No,
like it is.
Aubrey, Aubrey, I would say that too. That's...
Okay, well, thank you, D-Ron.
I would say that too.
Two great minds think alike. Well, Matthew's here too. Three great minds think alike.
Yes.
Three great minds. Teamwork makes the dream work. Anyways, going back to the point. Mark, I'm going to sum this all up in these simple steps. You have to come up with your own material. If there's a situation where you are not involved in, don't poke your nose in it. Worry about you. And third, learn to stand up to your mother. If you don't, she's just going to continue to treat you like a 4-year-old little kid for the rest of your life, even when you're 40. Like I said, you don't see my mother treating me like a little kid. You don't see her yelling at me constantly. Because my mother has a lot of respect for me. I have a lot of respect for her. So, Mark, what part of all this we're saying are you not wanting to get? And that's all I have to say. Matthew, back to you.
Okay. And basically, Mark, I'm getting my names. I've had a long day today, so I've had a long mid-morning. Sorry about this, guys. What Aubrey said is a prime example of what took place. Now I myself was not a part of the Skype call that in which Hunter and Ron Dane butted heads. But I asked what happened. I may have asked what happened, but I took no action due to lack of information.
True.
And the fact that you took action even after they made up, that's the kind of action that makes us turn our stomachs inside out. And I'm not afraid to say this to you.
It's like that one time you said, Matt, all habits die hard.
Exactly. And come back on something that Aubrey said about poking your nose in my business. You did exactly that when you asked if you would know who one of my friends are.
Damn right.
And I decided to answer you at first because I didn't want to be seen as I don't even answer a simple question. But after I thought about it, Mark, I felt that you poked your nose in my business. And this is also, yeah. And also, Mark, you need to mind your own stuff. And that's probably why your mom gets on your case. And as much as I don't like hearing from her, at first I honestly thought that your mom was just yelling at you for laughs. I honestly thought that. Honest to God, I really thought that your mom was yelling at you for laughs.
Yeah. Not to be irrelevant or anything, but, I'm probably going to get in trouble with her for saying this, and I don't give a rat's ass. But you know who she reminds me of?
Who?
Lady Tremaine from Cinderella.
Oh my God.
I know you don't know who she is, Matthew, but she's the evil stepmother in that movie, and she is my least favorite Disney villain.
Man.
That may have been irrelevant, but...
You know what? That's okay. You know what? That's okay. But that's the one thing about it, Mark. You really need to... Hold on. Oh, never mind. Well, anyways, what I was saying was, Mark, you need to go back and do your own things. Because this isn't the first time that you practically copied off of somebody's video. That's what I'm saying, Mark. If you think this is the first time that you've done this, you are totally wrong. Because...
Totally wrong? That's an understatement.
Yes, because back in September or sometime last fall, when I posted my first ever red card video to James Battaglia, you made a yellow card video to him and practically copied bits and pieces of my message video when you reset it. I don't know what the hell your problem is, Mark, but this has just got to stop.
I don't know what his problem is either. Quite frankly, I don't want to know.
Neither do I.
What about you, Ron?
Sorry, I'm talking to my friend Brian on Facebook. Personally, just use your own material. It's not that hard, and basically, since you are legally an adult by law, you should be able to stand up to your mother, since you are an adult by law.
What's she gonna do? Round you at 26?
I'll be surprised if she does do that.
If she does, I'm gonna laugh my ass off.
Yes. And of course we would feel bad about it.
Got anything else, Pat?
Actually, yes I do. Just to say also, Mark, Just a little funny thing there. Classic Hawaiian, best meteorologist in the state of Hawaii, I can tell you that much. But that's beside the point. But anyways, what was that?
What, is she a lady?
Yes.
Okay, sorry, keep going.
Well, don't worry about it. I just love hearing her, that's why. But anyways, Mark, you're back on a yellow card. And this time, Mark, the punishment will be stiffer. Will we allow you on our videos? Well, that depends on what Aubrey decides to do.
I'm just going to say these two little words. No.
How long in particular? Or is Mark officially through with you? Or from your perspective?
I don't want to go that far just yet. But just to keep a close eye on him, I'm going to say till October 1st. So my favorite month of the year.
How come you're extending it? How come he's going to be on yellow card that long?
Because, Veron, he's got to learn to use his brain. And we want to keep a very close eye on him. Like, for example, I'm going to keep him on yellow card until October 1st. So let's see. His yellow card status will be official as of the date my video gets uploaded. And for how long will he be banned from gameplays on my side? We'll just say my birthday, June 21st.
Okay. And Mark, that's going to apply to me too. Only this time, I'm actually going to be a little less stiffer on that. Because last time, I banned you from videos until my birthday this year when you got on that yellow card back in October. And I had failed to mention that in the video, but I put that in the description box. But this time, I'm going to say it in this video alone, Mark. You are not to play any games on my channel. Spectating is fine, but as for playing, absolutely not. And that will be waived along with the yellow card on Independence Day.
I just pounded my gavel.
Does that sound legitimate enough to you? Not play videos, so you got that, Mark? You are not to play any games because of that video that you posted until Independence Day, July 4th. And the thing about it is, Mark, if you continue to copy us, then you're going to be on a red card and you will be kicked out of our Skype videos for good.
Right, Mark. What Matthew just said, you better watch your step. Because if you don't, you go from yellow, red. I don't take any pleasure in saying this, just so you know. I take no pleasure in saying this. Matthew takes no pleasure in doing this. But, and I know that we might be sounding a little bit more serious about this, but we mean business. We're not joking.
Can we add Nick in after?
Sure.
In fact, you know what? I'm going to add him right now while you spill your guts.
Okay. And like I said, Mark, Matthew and I do not take pleasure in doing this. We just want you to know that. We don't take pleasure in doing this, but you gotta use your brain, and you gotta think twice. It's like, one of my principals from my school, I remember it clear as yesterday, 6th grade. The assistant principal there said, think twice before you act, and think twice before you speak.
And also, don't act your shoe size.
Well said, Veron. Hey, Brother Nick.
And MathewV 1989 has joined us. And just to give a recap...
What we're doing.
Okay.
We're doing the rant.
Oh.
We're doing the,
Not a rant video, Veronica.
No, that's what I meant. What video are we doing?
Matthew, tell them.
Well, Nick, we are doing a yellow card video to Mark because apparently, according to a Facebook post from Justin271995, according to a Facebook post from Justin, he posted a public service announcement video about respecting your elders, and he doesn't do that to his mother, and he copied practically everything that Rodney said in his message video about that from February 18th.
Oh, I didn't even hear much about it until I got home from work tonight.
Well, I just heard about this myself just after I got home from work, after I saw that Facebook post from Justin.
What you're hearing, Nick, is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes. Absolutely.
And I'm sorry to interrupt you, Matthew.
No, don't worry about it.
Okay.
And besides, Mark, you need to come up with your own things like we said, because the thing about it is you do these things so much, and it's gotten to a point where we wonder if you even listen to us in the first place. Now, this person, now, I'm actually going to point the camera back at me. Now, I'm actually going to come up with an example of this, just like when Rodney came up with that example of that 16-year-old kid who tried to rob a cop when he said that. Now, am I going to use that example? Absolutely not. I actually know this because now, although this kind of maybe borderline relevant, just a quick heads up, but basically when you hear about these things, because in 2004 at the Vegas Supercross, there was a bit of a funny moment there where Damon Huffman and Heath Voss were going at it for the World Supercross Championship, and Damon Huffman jokingly said he hired some guy to whack Heath Voss's knee. Did he mean it? No, just out of fun. But the real example that I'm going to use is a Supercross racer who is no longer active in the sport, and good riddance, too. This person I'm referring to, and I don't really mean that, literally, and I don't really mean that in every sense of the word to him, because I don't want to get in trouble with anyone else. This person I'm talking about is 2008 Lights Supercross champion on the West, Jason Lawrence. What did he do? He has a long string of incidents, like for instance, when all he did was just badmouth Ryan Dungey about when he kept crashing while leading the 250 West Coast Series in 2008. And practically what he said was, we're going to go into this long break, and all he can think about is how he blew it the last 4 races. I don't know what you guys think of that, but I think that's just going way too far.
Well, even though I've never really heard of this person, I'll say that was a good example. I'll agree.
And Nick, remember what happens if you plagiarize in college?
Exactly, they'll kick you out.
Yep.
Yes. And eventually, did Jason Lawrence take a hint from that? He did not. What did he do? I'm not kidding on this, guys. Because what he did, some rounds later, he got drunk the night before a national. The Wortham, Texas National. I am not joking on this. I really am not joking on this, and I really wish I was.
I guess we'll call that reason number 57 why I've never had an alcoholic beverage in my life.
And also fellow Yamaha rider.
I have to go after you.
Yes. And also a fellow Yamaha rider by the name of Josh Hill. Although he's still active in the sport, he's been trying to revitalize his career, because what happened was he got a ticket for underage drinking, courtesy of Jason Lawrence. Now, I don't know if he went on his own free will or something, but ever since then, Hill's career has took a lot of blows. Has been like a yo-yo, up and down, up and down, up and down. But most of the time, it's been down. Up until 2010, when he started getting on the podium, until Atlanta, when he busted some ribs, and it's been a troublesome year for him. It was a troublesome year for him since then. But you would also think that Jason Lawrence would have learned from that. Guess what? No, he did not. What happened was he actually got in a fight. Now, I don't know if I should be saying this because this was long ago, but you know what? I'm taking my chances anyway, since I know he's probably not even going to see this. What happened was, before the Red Bud National on Independence Day, what does he do? He gets in a fight with one of the spectators. I kid you not. And after that, Yamaha Troy kicked him off the team. And then that was the last we saw of him. And you would think that... Wait, let me check my time. Okay, about 3 minutes left of filming left. But I'm still going to go on to another part.
Okay.
But anyways, you would think also that Jason Lawrence would have learned from all those incidents. Nope. He still never learned. Because what happened was, some time ago, now although this was kind of legitimate, now I won't bring this up because when you get an IV before a Supercross race, the AMA finds out you're not allowed to race. And he did that for San Francisco, and he still got himself in trouble throughout the season. Basically on the track and off. And although I don't quite remember them, you can actually see them on my 2009 Lights West races. Because I don't really want to go into any more detail because I feel like I've already made my point. But anyways, that's the thing, Mark. You need to come up with your own things because that's the kind of things that can happen. And even though Jason Lawrence came out with a letter of apology to that, it was hard for us to believe him after he kept getting in trouble so many times. But the thing about it is, Mark, you need to come up with your own things. Now, like Aubrey said, you have a college degree and Ronnie does not. But I also would say to Ronnie this, but I'll probably also say this to him in my video. I would have bet money that in the line of work that he's in that he would have a college degree. But the fact that he doesn't does not change how much I respect him.
Same here.
Same here.
Me as well. Even though I have no idea what to think of him anymore, for that matter.
Do you think he should have known better since he went all through school and got a college degree, Nick?
I should say so.
But anyways, like what we're saying, Mark, a college degree is just a sheet of paper with your name on it. Sum it up perfectly. But one thing that goes a longer way, 2 words, common sense. Am I right?
Yes.
Yes.
150% right.
Okay, now we're going to take a quick break here because I'm down to 30 seconds left.
I'll tell you this,
Okay.
I got a lot of respect for Rocky.
Absolutely, I do too. But also,
I know I have a degree from my junior college and a degree from the University of Texas at Tyler. Although I may not have the right job to go with those yet, I'm still looking.
Yeah, I don't know what you guys have said during the video, because I wanted to say something when I got here, but I just don't know what to say.
Aren't you filming the video on your side, Aubrey, about it too?
Yes, but I'm going to wait till Matthew's finished with his.
yes, and
So you can say something in his video, Nick.
Yeah, whenever I film my video, y'all can say whatever y'all want.
and also,
I want
I was going to
Yeah,
ask
I really hate to think that I've been repeating something already said. Somebody on the call already has been said.
It's fine, Nick, it's fine. Matt, what were you going to say?
well, I was going to ask if you guys had anything to say about common sense to Mark.
Oh, I've got plenty to say.
Go ahead, Aubrey.
Yes,
Floor is yours.
Oh, are we still on?
Yes, I'm already filming again.
Oh, okay.
I just started another part about 2.5 minutes ago.
Oh, okay, I apologize. I didn't know we were back on. Okay. Common sense. where do we begin about it? Like I said, Mark, about common sense, you have to know the difference between right and wrong. You have to use this in your head. You have to know what you're doing. And decide. What, Mira?
Oh, also, you have to act like an adult because you are basically an adult. You can make your own decisions with your own free will.
Now, I know at times when I'm in these Skype videos with some of my friends, I know I don't act like an adult sometimes, but it's because I'm enjoying myself, and I'm using it the right way, and not so much the wrong way.
And you're having fun doing so.
Yeah, doing what I love most and getting paid to do it.
But also, it sucks being but don't be a stupid adult.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't be like one of those who go out and do drugs or drink alcohol or any of that garbage out there, unlike most millions of adults out there in this world.
Now, I will say this. I know this might be irrelevant, but as I mentioned in part 1 of Matt's video, I've never had one alcoholic drink in my life, and I've never done drugs. I will say that I have smoked a cigarette before, but that was about 10 years ago. And what happened after I finished smoking that cigarette? I got really dizzy and swore never to do it again. And why did I swear never to do it again? Yeah, that's right, Vera. Smoking is bad. Why did I choose to stop smoking? 2 words. Common sense.
No, you didn't even do it. You just want to see what it was like, and you don't like it, so you didn't do it again.
Yeah, well, let's just say when 10 years ago, I was kind of stupid for listening to my sister, because she's a smoker, but that's beside the point. But I stopped because common sense. What does smoking cause? Lung cancer, heart disease, emphysema, the list of diseases goes on and on. But I stopped because common sense. I'd like to live a long life.
And besides, if you smoke too much, not only you're going to have health problems like my grandfather, but also, oftentimes, your voice will change.
That too.
You can't breathe.
My father died at a young age because of his smoking. He didn't get to live to see the age of 50.
Jeez.
My mom turned 50 on Wednesday.
Happy birthday to her. But in addition, also, Mark, as Rodney and Matthew pointed out, when a lot of times you ask a lot of questions you already know the answer to, I think I know the main reason why you're asking blatantly obvious questions. Because of a lack of 2 words. Common sense.
Even though I sometimes do it, and I'm sorry if I do it sometimes.
It's fine, V-Ron, but...
Well, no need to interrupt, but I have something to point out to him.
Nick?
Okay.
Even though it's going to hurt you a little bit, Mark, but you seem to remind us a little bit like Chris Fort in Back of the Past.
I'm not going to argue with that.
Neither will I, even though I haven't gotten a real, haven't really heard what he's done, other than giving your phone number to a troll. I haven't heard much about him.
Minus that.
Yeah, but to tell you the truth, Fortin hasn't been bothering me, so I don't want to open up a can of worms with him. And I may be opening up a can of worms with Mark, and I don't intend to. But like I said, Mark, whenever you ask some questions that you already know the answers to, you have to learn to not do that. It's common sense.
That's exactly right. And in fact, on my yellow card video, Rodney assumed that, or I don't know about assume, but Rodney said that probably the reason why he asked that is because he wants to be heard.
I'm not going to argue with that.
Neither will I, because it's the truth. Because...
And speaking of liking to be heard, I know for a fact, Rodney mentioned this, whenever he features Mark in some of his videos, Mark tries to take over as host of his videos. Hasn't he tried to do that to you before, Matt?
He has a few times. I remember some videos, but that was...
Welcome to the club. Welcome to the club, because he did that with me too. Welcome to the club.
Yeah.
Like I said,
me, I can't think of anybody who does that to me, which...
When I look at Rodney's videos, do I try to take over as host of his videos? No. Do I try to take over as host of Matt's videos? No. What about Jay York's videos? Maybe once in a while I've had a tendency to, try to be head or whatever, but that's because Jay has me as an executive assistant of his channel, even though it's Jay's channel. I don't try to host the entire video per se. But like I said about Rodney's videos, Matthew's videos, your videos even, Mark, do you see me trying to take over a host? No. Because it's not my channel, it's theirs.
Yes.
Do you even see me take over your channel? Definitely not. Because on my channel, I do a different variety of stuff.
Yeah, me too. And I know V-Ron does different videos or whatever, and she doesn't really have Skype guests in her videos that much. But if I were a guest, would I try to take over and post of her videos? No. Because it's not my channel, it's hers. We all operate our channels however we want to. So is it your decision, Mark, about as to how Rodney, Matthew, and I do our videos? Absolutely not.
No, that's right, because I even remember on one Deal or No Deal DVD game, he practically jumped in and told Steve that if he took the deal, he would take over the #1 spot.
Like I said, Mark, trying to take over Matt's job as host. Not hard. Because it's not your video, it's not your channel. It's Matthew's video, it's his channel. He's
Not
the
only
host.
that, it's not your series of videos either.
Yes. And also, Mark, you really need, I don't know, oh gosh, because like what we said, Mark, the fact that you gotta copy what we say has got to come to a stop here and now.
Here and now. Are we right, V-Ron and Nick?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And even on your Facebook, on Justin's Facebook post, I even saw the chatter between Rodney and several others. And you said that you find it difficult to use your own words. Mark, it's not rocket science to use your own words.
No, it's not.
It's not like one of those things that Albert Einstein or Thomas Jefferson invent something new to this world. It's not like you're making up gibberish. Just make something up using your brain.
That's right.
Easy as pie.
Speak from your mind. Speak from your heart. That's the best advice we can give you. Speak from your mind. Speak from your heart. Not from someone else's words, but like I said, try to speak from your mind and your heart. Like you think should be said. Not what others say. What you think should be said.
Yes, and the one thing also, I just got it back. Mark, let me put this back on me for a bit.
Okay. Okay.
Mark, if you reference our videos in, you like say, just like what Matthew or just like what Aubrey said in his video, and you happen to quote us, we're okay with it. But the fact that you copy more than one section, that's what gets on our nerves. Or is it the other way around?
No, I think you said it right.
Well, one we don't really mind. But more than one, then it's a big problem.
Guys,
Yeah, V-Ron?
not permission to add humor to this video.
Dad, who?
Add humor.
Add humor? Depends on what Matthew says.
Oh God. I just felt.
Oh, come on, V-Ron. We'll talk about that.
Save the funny stuff for later.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. Let's get back to this. This is kind of...
I'm sorry.
Yes.
I just need.
But the bottom line is, Mark, common sense goes a longer way than a college degree. We don't deny the fact that we know you're a good person. But when you keep doing these things, that just tells us that you didn't want to learn your lesson. And also, also to add to another example, I just found out from Christopher Rahaman that our old irritant Nate J2100 has returned.
Oh, shit.
I'm not kidding.
Now what does he want?
He hasn't gotten to me yet, but I will say this. If he does, I will block him. If he leaves even one comment, if he leaves one comment on my videos, or not my videos, but my channel, I am not going to even talk to him. I will just block him.
Same with me. He tries to leave a comment on my video on my channel. I'm going to quote Dijon from DuckTales the movie. I get the loot, you get the boot. I know that was a little bit of humor there, but at the same time, I'm serious. He tries to get through to me. I get the loot, he gets the boot.
Uh-huh.
Exactly.
But that's pretty much it. I feel like I've blown a legitimate amount of smoke at Mark. So before I shut it off, do you guys have any last words for him?
And one more thing I want to say to Nate, if he's watching. If you ever leave a comment on my channel, you will be blocked, and there's a good chance that I can blow up views if you're gonna go through your same old ways again. Enough said.
Same with Chris Ford, Nick.
We'll talk about that later, B-Ron. Anyways, end of story.
And I'm through too. I got nothing else.
Alright guys, well, just to give a quick rundown, Mark, you are on yellow card with us. You are on yellow card with me until July 4th, 2014, and that's when you will be allowed to do Skype videos with me. That will allow you in.
As well as the rest of us.
I'm holding up my yellow card right now because I'm about to do a yellow card video.
Yes, and I'm about to hand the floor to Aubrey right now, so I want to thank you guys for joining me in this video. This had to be done, and I will be seeing you guys, or I will return to my log of videos that I will try to post later this week. Goodbye, everyone.